Okay class, let's talk about editing. So first thing, when you edit, you got your program open. Make a project bin with these kind of programs, but then you go through and you find your videos or pictures, which are all labeled of course and organized, because no one wants to look through 1,000 unlabeled pictures, including yourself. Then you go through, start checking them out, you get a feel for what might go where. In other words, alright, I think this picture should go first, or this video should go first, this should go next, that kind of thing. When I do basic travel videos like this, I like to have some of the natural sounds in the beginning and the very end. So I look for some videos that would, do a good job with that. Some stuff where it has like cars honking in the background or loud music or a bunch of people talking. I'll stick those in the main video and just put music over top of it. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm dropping videos down into what we call the timeline. All video editors are going to have a timeline feature like this. And up in the top right corner, there's the preview window, so you can see how it's going to look. Right there, I'm deciding I'm going to do a zoom out on this. So select that. It's going to do a slow zoom out as the video goes. And keep in mind, y'all, this is sped up like 10 times speed. So that's why it seems to be going so quick. I thought I was going to do the Temple of Zeus and Apostoli were my two things. But then when I was going through it and selecting different videos and I got to the neat part with the turtle, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to just do two separate videos. So I ended up changing my mind, which is okay. The stuff I'm zipping through right here, for some of this stuff, I'm making cuts. A lot of editing programs use the symbol for cutting is a razor blade, and the reason why they do that is it's kind of symbolic. Just like how the save button in y'all's computer programs is a floppy disk, which I'm sure none of you know what that even is anymore. That used to be the thing we would, an actual physical disk that we would use to save stuff from a computer. The razor for editing is because back in the day when we shot film on actual film and you needed to cut film, that was one of the ways you would do it, is use an actual razor and literally cut the film. So we're being kind of symbolic here with how we're digitally cutting the film down. So that's kind of like a long video there. I didn't want the whole thing in there, so I sliced it down a little bit and then I deleted the rest of that video. Remember, you got to kill your darlings sometimes. You're making a video, no one wants to see 12 minutes of unedited travel footage, even your close friends and families. Just like we delete our pictures, because no one wants to see 100 different pictures of cicadas. They want to see the 3 good pictures you took of cicadas or flowers or the sunset or things like that. So that's why it's important to, I call this triage, because you're going through and finding your best pictures or videos and deciding what to keep. So then I get to the part with the cute turtle and I'm like, this will be fun. And I'm like, well, I don't know. This We drop the music into our editing program, and then we're going to add that to the timeline too. The way the timeline works, it's the order of importance goes from top to bottom. So any videos or pictures you put on top, that's what's going to appear first. Any stuff you put down near the bottom, that's going to, be in there later. And then I was listening to that Greek music, and I was like, that's good. Like, but I kind of want some beat in the background, because it just, I don't know, the Greek music wasn't really doing it for me by itself. So I thought, I'm going to do a little thing and make my own beat into the background. So now I'm running around trying to find different ways to download this stuff, and then I'm going to drop that in. Alright, now we're going to drop some new music in there. Now we're going to mess around with the audio levels a little bit, since I'm kind of doing some very simple mixing to combine these songs, just to give some background to them. So it goes through, and then with the songs, when one of the beat hits, I want to time it with that time lapse right there. So that's why the timeline is really nice for moving that around, because you actually see the songs when that part hits in the song. Those are little audio waves down there. I want the other one to sound a little bit better, so I'm going to give it, make it sound a little bit more oomph to it, basically, so you can hear it, still hear it. And that's going to go through. And I'm going to say, alright, got to mess around with that audio level a little bit, dragging it around, making it a little bit softer. There we go. And then we're checking the video to make sure that it all looks okay and it sounds okay with the music. And then we got to decide when to cut the music out too, because I don't want the music going over the end here. I was like, I like that part of the song again. I'm going to do some quick little editing and stick that in there too for the very, very end. And then cut out the last parts of the song. I just add transitions there because that's the easiest way of fading out audio. Just put in a transition in there too. Now we got the end, and we decide we're going to name it because we label our stuff, remember. We can select how to export the video file. 1080p is totally fine. 4K video is silly. You'd have to have a 4K camera and TV to appreciate it. Don't worry about that. 1080p is totally fine because that's already a pretty big file size. And it exports pretty quickly on my nice new computer. And then when we're done, we'll have a nice video we can watch or upload places and keep forever and ever. And then other people will want to watch it. There you go.